Hi everyone! So glad that you could join me today. For this video I am doing part 2 of It's All About the Base for a glowy look. So in part 1 I stopped at my moisturizer and I had already put my sunscreen on. So now I move forward and I am going to use a primer. You want to find a primer that's going to be good for your skin. And this may take a couple of trials and errors. That's why again I always say sample. Try it before you buy it. I have several that I use and that I really like. Let me show you some suggestions. And you're going to want to base it on what your skin type is. So if you're oily, you want to make sure you have something that's going to help with that T-zone area, more of a mattifying primer. If that's your area of oiliness. Some of the items that I like, some of the primers are like the Ofra, and this is the Northern Lights. I have an LC Pearl Radiance Primer. My absolute favorite primer is the Meteorites from Guerlain. This is one that I have gone through multiple bottles of. I really love this primer. I know it gives a little bit of a glow. It does have a scent of violets in it. I don't mind that. Some people might, so just be cautious of that. And I place this one all over my face. I really do love the smell of this product, the Meteorites. I do have the Loire, I believe is how you say it, or Loire from Guerlain as well. It's not one that I really like a lot, so I bought it. I still have some of it left. After that, I always go in with some more items. Surprise. The one thing that I use daily is the Becca Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer. This one you only need a little bit of. I really like this. It helps depuff my eyes if they're puffy and just makes it a smooth canvas. And I just tap it on my eyes. Next, I always use a pore filling primer. I have used several of these, and these are the two that I really enjoy the most. The first is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas, and then the Porefessional, and this is the Hydrate one. I don't like the original. I like this one, and I don't like the glow one. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one today. And I only need a little bit, as I don't put this everywhere on my face. I concentrate it on, and for this, I just use such a slight amount. I have found that if you overuse these, it can pill up when you're putting your foundation. I have some pores right up in here that I don't like. Right in here. And then down on my chin, I have issues. And I love the way that this feels. I can just feel like a burst of hydration in this area. After completion of that step is when I go in and I will do my foundation. I have many foundations that I thoroughly enjoy. Some of my favorites are the Guerlain. I like all three of these ones that I have from Guerlain. I have this, my Guerlain products, my La Mer foundation, which is absolutely phenomenal. I like Charlotte Tilbury. I have Estee Lauder. I have the, oh my God, Double Wear and the Futurist. For today, though, I am going to utilize my, you don't want to have a matte foundation if you have dry skin. However, I found one exception to that rule for me, and that is the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte foundation. This one does not make my skin look dry, so I really like this. But everything else that I get is usually hydrating just because I'm 50 and I, tend to be on the drier side. And then I do have a little palette. I have a little glass one as well, or you can use the eyeshadow dividers that you get, those little plastic. And I always put on at least 2 pumps. I don't always need it. I am going to use a Real Technique stippling brush today. And I just kind of pat it in and just get it all over my brush. And then I just start patting it on my face. It's the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. This does have a SPF of 30. I mean, you can tell a difference. And look, it's very nice, and it's not drying or mattifying, so it gives me a very nice complexion. And that's what you want. You just want something that's going to even your skin tone. And then once I have that all blended into my skin, I move forward to my concealer. I really like the La Mer, the concealer. Mine is in the shade medium. And then I do enjoy the Hey Honey Trick and Treat concealer. It's active propolis cream concealer. So it's basically a concealer with treatment benefits. And this is light to medium. And I did get this in a subscription service, so I always just put a little bit there. And then I do have a Sigma P89 brush. It's a Bake Precision. I don't know why I have to drop brushes all the time. Anyway, it's a Bake Precision brush, and I just dot it in there, and then just around the eye. And then today I am going to put it on my actual eye. I have not been sleeping well, so I have a lot of discoloration going on right now. And you can tell a difference. This eye just looks brighter, more awake than this one does. So after my foundation and concealer, I go in with a setting powder. I am going to use the Ciate London Watermelon Burst setting powder today, but the All Nighter is really good and it's waterproof. I use this a lot when I'm working or, depending on the weather. And then I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder. And as I've mentioned so many different times, I need to repurchase. I've just been holding off on it. Today I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I'm going to use my La Mer, the powder brush. So this is one of my favorite brushes. I don't have a lot of fluffy brushes like this. I know it looks like I'm getting rid of that glow, but it'll come back. And you don't have to use a setting powder, but I typically do try to make it to where I don't get the makeup on my phone. Another brush that you could use instead of this is the e.l.f. This one was probably about $15. It doesn't have a name. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't. It's a powder brush. But I really do like this one a lot better. But this is a good alternative. It's worth it. After that step, I always go in with a bronzer. I have too many bronzers to even go over. You just want to find one that's going to suit your skin and it's going to be the right color and warm up your skin the way you want it. Charlotte Tilbury is really nice. We all know that I love my Pure. I only have a little bit left of this. But today I want to go ahead and use the Balm. And this is Take Home the Bronze. And this is an anti-orange bronzer in Oliver. This is a sample size. I do intend on making a full-size purchase. I am going to use my Alamar bronzer brush. Anytime I put bronzer on my brush, I always dab a little bit onto my hand because I don't want it to be too dark. I always hold my brush at the very tip so that I'm not putting too much pressure. It's more of a light application. The closer you are to the brush, the more concentrated a product is going to go on. I rarely contour, so I just kind of use the bronzer and do what I want. And then towards the end, when I'm trying to warm it up a little bit, I go to the middle of the brush and then get more product. And I apply it to however warm I want it to be for that day. And then once I have the application on, I take whatever is remaining on the brush and I just pat it in the areas, just to give it more of a uniform color. And then I also go down my neck. I am using my Alamar complexion brush. I did get the Alamar brushes in a subscription services, all three of them. I love these brushes. I actually am going to have to buy backups just in case, because I would be sad if they started to not work so well. So I'm going to use the Alamar complexion brush, and I am going to use my Hourglass Mood Exposure, and this is the ambient lighting blush, and this is what that color looks like. I don't mind their blushes at all. They're very pretty. They're expensive. That's why this one's a little one. But it does give the skin a pretty sheen. And then from that step, I go forward to doing my finishing highlighter. There are several that I really like. I don't particularly enjoy having heavy glitter for the most part. So for like every day, I'll use something like the Act 4 from Estee Lauder. This is actually a very pretty highlighter. It's not available anymore. It was a limited edition. Sorry about that. That kind of bums me out too, because when I've used it all, and like I said, I have quite a few that I really like, and you'll just have to find highlighters based on the color that you like and what type of glow you want. For today, I am going to use my Becca Pearl Glow, and this is a Luster Glow Powder, Pure Pearl. I think this one is still available. I will leave down in the description whether or not it is. And this is what this one looks like. I know it's kind of unique. And I just swirl my brightening brush from Alamar in this. And you can see how that just makes that area glow. There's not a heavy streak of glitter. It's just like a glow from within. And then I have found that my favorite brushes to use with this, with a highlighter, is this Alamar brush, a fan brush, and then Anastasia A23, I believe is the number. Yeah, this brush is really nice for applying highlighter. And the final step for my base is doing a finishing powder. I have several I can recommend. I have a Sicilia Paris, and this one is the Fido powder something, loose face powder, and it's in one irisy. This is a beautiful finishing powder. So is the La Mer, the powder. This one does have some diamond dust in it. That's what this one looks like. Really pretty glow. And then I have a lot of the Guerlain Meteorite pearls. I typically will buy a new one more than one every year. They come out with limited edition ones. This one was for the Lunar New Year. This one was for holiday or Christmas several years ago. And that's what this looks like. It's hard to tilt these, but it's got little snowflakes in them. That's just so pretty. This one is no longer available. And I go through all of them in different cycles. So I am going to use the Guerlain Meteorites brush to pick up the product. This is supposed to be, it is actually a better way to pick up your product opposed to using a different brush, because the pearls can get stuck in the brushes. And I will just, buff it into my face. And I don't even put a ton of it on, so. And then the final step for my makeup base is using a setting spray. I have quite a few that are open, and some of the products that I had listed in my All About the Base Part 1 series, I will use as a setting spray. I also have the MAC Fix Plus, the Ciate Everyday Vacay. Today I'm going to go ahead and use the Ciate, but I also have one from Guerlain. I mean, I don't want to saturate my face, and I don't want to get a mist or a setting spray that's going to drop big droplets on my face. I have that with one product. Yes, I got this quite a while ago. This is a Patrick Toff fan. And then it is after this step that I just get a Q-tip. Kind of hard to do that looking. And I just clean off my nose ring. So this is how I get that glowy finish that many of you have asked about. You know, I personally, being 50, want to have a complexion with a glow from within type of look. I don't really like too many glitters and everything on my eyes or my face. And like I said, it truly is all about the base for the finished result. So skincare is essential, and then, you know, just the right products for your skin. Now, it took me a long time to find the right products for me. And, you know, my skin, I'm aging, so it's ever changing. And you'll run into that. A lot of the foundations and stuff I did sample, so I was able to try before I buy, and I highly recommend doing that. And then, of course, for blushes and everything else, even the drugstore blushes have good pigmentation. You don't need to buy the Hourglass expensive ones. They are nice. They do have a good finish. I have buxom ones that are extremely pigmented and pretty, you know, Tarte around the holidays. They come out with those sets. I have one from last year, the little round ones from holiday, and I've got quite a few different blushes in that as well. So, you know, blushes are going to be more personal to you and the colors that you like. Anyway, you guys, I do want to thank you for clicking on and watching this video. I truly appreciate your time and your support. It is just so heartwarming to me. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. I would like to reach a certain amount of subscribers by a certain amount of time, but you know, that's a goal. Anyway, if you are new here and you would like to join my incredibly wonderful YouTube family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And like I said, I've got the best. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, let me know, what is your favorite, what was your favorite product that I used in this video? I'm curious. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye. Mwah. Much love.